Death of a student at Delta State University. The body of a freshman at the university located in Cleveland, Mississippi, was found sadly hanging from a tree on campus early this morning. Disturbing for all of those on campus. Officials with the university say there is no evidence of foul play. WRG's Mike Sirianni has more from the Delta State campus.
Earlier today, Delta State staff discovered a deceased individual on campus. University police and local authorities were immediately notified and are conducting an active investigation.
During a Monday afternoon press conference on the campus of Delta State University, it was announced the body of 21-year-old DeMartravian Trey Reed of Grenada, a freshman at DSU, was found hanging from a tree near the pickleball courts not far from the campus cafeteria.
I've spoken to Trey's family and expressed our heartbreak.
The discovery was made just after 7 a.m. Classes, as well as several events associated with the university's centennial, were canceled.
At this time, there's no evidence of foul play.
A joint investigation is being conducted by DSU Police, the Cleveland PD, Bolivar County Sheriff's Department, and the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. University officials stress their belief the Delta State campus is one of the safest in Mississippi.
There is no evidence of a threat to campus, and there's no evidence that the campus is unsafe at this point. So I expect we resume normal operations as soon as possible.
Monday, I spoke with Trey Reed's mother. She did not want to go on camera, but told me she has so many questions about what happened. She said she just talked to her son Friday that he was excited about attending Delta State University as a freshman. She can't find any reason for this tragedy. For your news leader in Cleveland, Mississippi, Mike Sirianni, WREG News Channel 3.
Heartbreaking news. In the meantime, a cause of death will be determined by the state medical examiner. Meanwhile, grief counselors are available for students and staff.
We begin this newscast with breaking news. A tragic discovery this morning at Delta State University. University officials say a body was found on campus early this morning. Staff members discovered the individual and immediately notified campus police and local authorities, who are now investigating. In a response, the school canceled all classes and centennial events scheduled for the day. In a statement, Delta State shared condolences to the family and friends impacted, saying the community is deeply saddened by the loss.
Good morning. This is Morning Sky. I'm your host, Sky. And I'm just making sure that my mic sounds nice. I can't tell. From my end, it sounds perfect. Everything is clean. And it shows a little bar that's green. Y'all have to tell me different. Y'all have to tell me different. But that's just housekeeping. Yeah, this story is very just, it's got so many elements. It's got a black male. It's got Mississippi. It's got a college campus. It's got pickleball. It's got hanging from a tree. Reportedly, no broken limbs against the young man. Okay, we're back. Good to go. All right, good to go. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we must have critical thinking. We can't just jump to conclusions just because, oh my gosh, he was in. Salute, Hemp Lord. I see you, sir. Salute. And welcome back, Rick James. But you just can't jump to conclusions. You got to be objective. Hopefully it's got camera. Yeah, camera would help. Salute to you, Wizard. I see you out there, sir. Yeah, so I mean, it just has so many different angles. It seems like a mystery novel. It seems like the novel written by maybe even John Grisham or something like that. It's a legal novel. Something that would happen on a course, or the late great Tom Wolfe would have written something like this. It just has so many elements to it. People are, the family saying otherwise. They're saying against the medical examiner. The medical examiner said there were no signs of struggle. There was no signs that he had broken arms or broken legs or anything. It was just done by his own hand, apparently, allegedly. That's what it looks like right now. You have to have that critical thinking capacity in order to assess this very dire, very sad situation. Okay, Rick James, you're going somewhere else. Wizard says, you was in the military, so you know they can make it look like an accident. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Many people have died by quote unquote friendly fire. And they said, oh, he died valiantly in the field. He was, I think they said that, I think that happened in Pat Tillman. If you guys look, get the Googling, go to Dr. Google and look up Pat Tillman. His death, I think, reported earlier was that he was gunned down by the enemy, when in fact he was gunned down by some of his own fellow soldiers for whatever reason. I don't even remember whatever reason it was. I don't know if they had any animosity toward him or anything, but it's a possibility. It's possible. But like I said, the medical examiner, who has decades of experience and education and learning in this specific kind of incident, would make that call. And I think it's only possible that we heed to reason instead of emotion. Oh my God, it's in Mississippi. Oh my God, it's a black man. Oh my God, it's on a college course. Oh my God. Like, it just seems like it's really mysterious. The 100th anniversary, he was killed on the 100th anniversary. Allegedly, he was killed. He took his own life, according to the ME, the medical examiner. Wizard says maybe he seen something he wasn't supposed to, and they had to make it look like an accident. Well, they really can't make it look like an accident. They would have to make it look like he killed himself. You don't accidentally, well, you can accidentally kill yourself, but you don't accidentally hang yourself. I don't think you can accidentally hang yourself. But like I said, it's a sad situation. Very details beyond the fact of where he was found, where the remains were found, and the fact that it was on campus, and how campuses are on red alert already, high intent, due to the shooting in Utah, and the shooting in Colorado, and the shooting in Annapolis, and the shooting in Massachusetts. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. Wizard says this story got all the black radicals from Amanda C up in arms. Yeah, because it just has that flavor. It sounds like clear cut. He was lynched. They drugged him somehow, maybe, and then staged it like it was he committed suicide. What happened to Trey Reed? What's his full name? Hold on. I'm gonna try to figure out his real name. DeMar Travian Trey Reed. And that's a black name. That's a nigga name. DeMar Travian. I want to see one white person in the whole entire globe named DeMar Travian. I'm not trying to make light of this, the matter, but I'm just saying it's just so ridiculous. I don't think it's an HBCU. No, this isn't an HBCU. This is a relatively new college. It's only 100 years old. The oldest colleges are like going on, 300 years old, 200 years old, and 150 years old would be like a HBCU. HBCUs came in right after the Civil War. Most of them by white faculty. If you didn't know that, your HBCUs were founded by mostly white people, mostly abolitionists and stuff like that. So just to make that clear. Oh yeah, I go to HBCU. I'm real black. Okay, but your founders were white. Let that be known. But anyway, it just has so many factors. But it's kind of like that, it's just that you have to have critical thinking. You have to see the trees in the forest. You have to see one tree at a time. You can't look at the whole forest and say, oh my God, there's a bunch of trees. You have to look at the specific tree at the specific location and, the attributes that surround it. You have to look at the entire details that go out from all this that has happened. it's really it's a sad situation, but you know, it seems to me to be cut and dry. He seemed like he did not have a struggle. He did not have any foul play. Maybe something will come out and later, you know, wait till Crump gets down there and he represents the family or something like that, and they find out some dirt or something like that. But until then, you know, the president of the college, of the university, extended his cries for relief and wanted to comfort the students and the faculty. Rick James says, I will cry for the late, great Robert Redford, brilliant actor, brought many people together, was a beautiful man overall. We didn't get to Robert Redford yet. Hold on. Slow down, Rick James. I know you're crying over a white man. Crying over a white man, Rick James. God damn. But, yeah, so it just appears to me that we have to take on critical thinking. Ask the why and the what not, and did this or was that. We have to deduce and induce. Deduce, break down things, take away the different strands of information. Induce, bring in the specific details that occurred during this specific incident. It's not labeled as a crime. It's still labeled as a self-harm situation. They're gonna dig into his records, his family, his whatever his grades were, whatever his his position was. It's relatively early. I think the school just got back into full swing just weeks ago. Really, I think it was just days ago, probably. The white man turned Rick James out. Critical thinking is not used in schools anymore, sir. All the kids rely on ChatGPT and AI to think for them. Man. They should just be tools. Your brain is a tool, but you have to be the user of the tools of AI and GPT and all that other stuff. They are merely tools to get you somewhere. They can't put together the house. But they allow you to get the job done by giving you the right tools and the right materials. That's the fact. But that's what all this takes is critical thinking. Because when you hear Mississippi, black youth, he was hung, he was lynched. Oh my God, he was lynched. Oh, that's open and shut. That's open and shut case. He was lynched. Nothing more, nothing less. He definitely was lynched. I mean, you can be very emotional. You can get so emotional at that point. That's what's scary. That's what's so hurtful. Is the fact that we just take for granted, our emotions instead of our reason. Instead of thinking and figuring things out, we rely on the mysticism. That's the other thing too. They rely on mysticism, but at the same time, they want the facts. They want the truth. They want reality. That's the slippery thing. It's like the oil and water thing. Water and oil don't mix. You never mix oil with water. It'll never happen. It'll go above it, it'll go under it, it'll go around it, but it'll never blend with it. Never. Oil and water. So that's what it is. I'm just giving an example because the oil and water are good properties in context. Do you think you both are asking me the same question? Wizard says, do you think he eliminated himself? At this point, with the information I have, yes. I think he did. I think he unalived himself, as the kids say nowadays. Rick James says, what do you think happened to him, sir? I think he unalived himself. I think he chose a specific date and time, the centennial of the campus, of the educational platform, and said, you know what? I'm checking out. I'm going out on top, 100 years, spoil it for everybody. It mars the whole thing. It mars the whole party, the whole, atmosphere of being in the revelry of in the party scene of the 100 years that the institution of higher learning has been in progress. So selfish for him to do that for all students to see. Selfish is a weird term for you to say, because selfishness is a virtue. Selfishness means that he did something that was, of his own virtue, of his own values, of his own value system. If he wanted to commit suicide, he should have went to the proper channels. He should have dialed 988. He should have went to a counselor. He should have went to a psychiatrist. He should have went to all these people. And at the end of the day, maybe, I'm saying allegedly, this is not the truth. This is not reality. Maybe he had a high-power rifle, pistols, and a shotgun, and was going to go door to door inside the campus and just start laying people out. Allegedly. I'm saying allegedly. This is what should happen to those people that do that. They should have the opportunity to do that, to say that. They should have every opportunity to say that. These damn kids today. Wizard says, I don't know what to believe. It is Mississippi. Didn't they eliminate Emmett Till? Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. Mississippi has a long history of racial violence and acts of in the initiation of physical force. Just stretches throughout the decades. That's what I'm saying. It's like all these factors, like you would think in your mind, like, well, 2 + 2 equals what? Whale. 2 + 2 equals drywall. Like it doesn't compute. It has an answer, but it's not the right answer. Stop it. What do you mean stop it, Wizard? What do you mean stop what? What are you talking about? Stop what, Wizard? You gotta tell me. Stop my dumb ass from doing what? On my show, he's saying stop it. Yeah. So it just all the different factors. It's a shame. It's a shame that this had to happen. They were in a celebratory mood. While show songs are okay. I think he meant so far. He got I think you're either typing too fast or the PCP's getting to you. I don't know. But yeah, it's just weird. Let me give it another video. Get another video. See, if you're looking on the screen right now, it says, man found on Delta State campus was beaten, bruised, with 2 broken arms and a broken leg. That was not part of the system. This person has 21,000 views based off of hype, based off of no rationality. That is sad. That is really sad. I'm trying to find even more.
Officials have released.
Seen that one.
Delta State University is built.
And tonight there are unanswered.
This one.
Story we're following tonight at 6.
We begin this newscast with breaking news.
It is impossible to.
Okay, no. Damn it. All right, I was trying to find a video. You guys have to think it's all types of chemicals you can give a person to pass out and it won't appear in the blood. Yes, but I like how you're still thinking. You're still thinking, but you got to be very critical, Wizard. There are still components, there are chemical compounds that can be found in the blood, and there are certain compounds that, yes, are unable to trace. But they are very few and far between and very hard to obtain. So this would take a level of sophistication that would be, above most random killers or random lynch mobs that would have taken his life. So it wouldn't be anything that wouldn't show up in the blood. Wizard, you watch too much Dexter. Rick James is wilding. But Trey Reed, what happened to Trey Reed? What happened to Trey Reed other than the fact that he was a hanging Negro from a tree in Mississippi? Strange fruit hanging from the poplar tree. Here's a question. Here's a question of the day. What do apples and niggers have in common? They both look good hanging from a tree. Some hate. Just some early morning hate. Just a question of the day. Yeah, attention to what? He's dead. You don't get the attention. I mean, it's afterwards. It's just like Muhammad Atta attention. It's like you're dead. Wizard saying, Rick, I don't watch Dexter. They had a reboot not too long ago. I don't know if it's a continuation of Dexter or something like that. His ghosts. Okay, so we don't deal with ghosts. There are no ghosts. There is no Holy Ghost. There are just reality and facts and truth. With our first century morality and our 21st century technology and civilization, it's amazing how that has to coincide. It's harsh. It's rough to get around, but we can get through it. It's tough to get around, but we can go through it. We can get through it. It's all in a matter of time. It's all just a matter of time. Rick James says, sir, did you hear about the paranormal investigator who passed away taking the cursed Annabelle doll on a date? Fact, I think it meant. This happened about 2 months ago. Okay. We're going PCP with Willie Bobo in his mouth. Pause on that. Super pause. Super pause on that. But yeah, just Trey. What happened to Trey? What happened to Trey Reed? What happened to Trey Reed? What were the circumstances of his death? Beyond him just hanging there in Mississippi as a black man, as a man of color, on a university campus. These things all coalesce. It's kind of like multiplication. It's like, well, you got 2 times 50 million trillion, 6 times 6 times 2 times 2,000 times 1 times 0. So you had all these numbers in the equation. What does it mean when you say, what is it equal to? Times 0 equals 0. Doesn't mean anything. All that added up or multiplied doesn't mean anything. Did he have a white lover? Hey, I don't know. I have no. That's complete speculation. They didn't discuss his personal life too much, or if anything at all. I won't cry over. Of course, you're not going to cry over. You're going to cry over the white man. You're going to cry over the white man, Rick James. Boo hoo hoo over Robert Redford. I had a white loverette. I didn't go to university. I didn't go to school, but she went to school. We had good times. But I think that Trey Reed, there were no signs of struggle. There were no broken limbs. That one guy, he's just making money off of, lies and misinterpretation and just ugly, non-factual ways of expressing himself. In some ways, Robert Redford was a genius. Yes, I can agree with that. Of acting, he brought out every role. He pirated. He pirated into life. He prepared into his life. You got to get your words together, Rick James. Jesus, Rick Cocoon. Yeah. Sir Rick James, I respect you, sir. You're a gentleman, and I agree with most of the things you say, most of the things you do. I appreciate, but you're on the chugga choo choo coon train, and we're gonna get to that momentarily. We're gonna get to all of that. We're gonna explain all of that. So it's very delicate when you think about it. When you think about this whole situation, when you think about how is it possible to accidentally see? I don't. It has to be possible, but not probable. There's probably some situation where you may have been, posing for a picture or something like that, and you actually I think it's called the slip knot. The slip knot goes around your neck, and you break your neck or something like that, or you struggle, or you can't hardly, you don't breathe, and your oxygen supply depletes from your brain. I never cried for Charlie. Wizard. Who's Charlie? I'm stupid. I can't remember who Charlie is. I liked it. Charlie. Oh, Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Who's okay? Charlie Kirk. I got you. You liked it. Say that's not my program. That's not my program. The Kill Bill Mizzen accidentally did it when he was doing something funny. Honey. Oh yeah, David Carradine, is that his name? I think he was doing something strange. He was doing something funny. He was doing something weird, and yeah, that didn't go to it. I guess that's the way, auto erect. Wait a minute, auto. Wait a minute, I have to look it up. Hold on. I can't remember what it's called. Autoerotic asphyxiation. Autoerotic asphyxiation, not auto asphyxiation, as you put, Rick James. Jesus. Autoerotic asphyxiation. That's the only way you can probably commit suicide, by accidentally straining yourself, because you're doing too much, and you're not giving yourself enough time. You're not giving yourself enough space to balance the amount of air or your oxygen you're taking in, and it comes down and depletes, and that's it. Yeah, we got it. Was it autoerotic? Thank you. Autoerotic asphyxiation. This was not that, of course, with Trey Reed. This is not the situation, but it just is an eerie, very macabre and kind of sad kind of pall that has been over the entire community within. I think it's in Cleveland, and Mississippi is weird. Mississippi's got Philadelphia, it's got Cleveland, I think it's got Grenada, Mississippi. What? All these different other places in Mississippi. I was in Meridian, Mississippi. I remember going to a Tyler Perry play, and it was stretched. The line was stretched all the way out into the parking lot. It was crazy. I was like, this is wild. But it was interesting. They say Mississippi is one of the most racist states. I went to another racist state, allegedly, Arizona. A kid said a joke right in front of me about black people, and his parents were just like, they didn't know what to do. I think it's possible it is, and in Trey's case, it was autoerotic. I wouldn't put it past him. Well, why? How would you know? First of all, how do you know him? Are you familiar with his activities? You can't really just put anything out there. It's critical thinking. Critical thinking, Rick. Remember critical thinking. You have to ask questions. You have to probe. You have to say, well, is it this? Is it that? Well, what could it be? What else has to be involved? You can't just go off of your feelings. You can't just go off of your gut. Your gut is in response to your brain makes. It's like when Dr. Jerome Brooks described how he shifted gears in his car when he had a manual car. You don't say, "Oh, I have to shift from first gear to second gear to third gear." You say, "No, I'm driving. I hit the clutch. I hit the I use the accelerator and I switch the gears and it goes in. It's all integrated. It's all integrated." Because he's a young adult, sir, that's all they do at that age. They try to find their kinks. What do you mean they try to find their kink? Oh, they try to like get the rocks off? Is that what you're saying? Possibly. But in summation, I want to say that to the family, may you find peace or some kind of understanding. It may not go in your favor, may not be what you think it is. I would love this. I wouldn't, be mad if they said, that we actually reevaluated the situation. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is all pretty clear, pretty clean cut example of a suicide, of somebody that wanted to make a statement, I guess, maybe in light of all the tragedy that has befallen our country in the past few weeks and months and years and decades and centuries, and just wanted to find a way out. All right. Mr. Robert Redford, dead at 89. He is one of he's probably my top 20 favorite actors. He was excellent in William Goldman. He's a screenwriter. He was a screenwriter. He passed away about 6 years ago. Or maybe even 5 years ago. But maybe it was 6 years. I can't remember. You guys can look it up. He was the Sundance Kid. He was in the Sundance Kid and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. He was in All the President's Men. He was in a stretch of other movies. He was in The Candidate. He founded. This is why I really was attracted to his ideals, to his mind state. He's founded the Sundance Institute, and that was humongous. That was tremendous. And this is a loss for you for Colorado. I think it's in Colorado. This is the big institute for fostering new talent and filmmaking, and he even had a channel that promoted independent films, short films, films that were to be seen and made into larger films. That just blew me away. I watch the Sundance Channel all the time. IFC and Sundance Channel were my two favorite go-to channels on the internet. Not the internet, on TV. And I think the only way you can watch Sundance Channel is on Amazon Prime TV, Prime Video, excuse me. Rich James says, I haven't felt this down over celebrity death since Suzanne Summers and Matthew Perry. He was in Great Gatsby. Good point, Wizard. Yes. Can't cry over him, though. Can't cry over him. He's a white man in America who made a huge amount of money, who had a great lifestyle, had wonderful women that were on his arm throughout the years, or at least a woman. He was in Great Gatsby. Yes, that's true. He was in one of my favorite movies with the late, great James Gandolfini, The Last Castle. I thought it got panned for the most part, or like it had mixed reviews, but I liked it. I enjoyed watching it. It was awesome. Rick James, what about James Baldwin? I think he's talking about recent deaths. Wizard James Baldwin died in the 80s. So Robert Redford will forever be remembered, I think, mostly for his Sundance Institute. I think that would be his calling card. Of course, he was I think he was an Oscar winner. I'm pretty sure he won at least an Oscar. I think he was an Academy Award winner. Yes, I know you cry for the late great not great, Paul Rubens. You said it. You can't cry over spilled milk. It's got double meaning there. So Rick, a white man for sure. No, Rick is a black man. I salute him. He's not because he's a black man, because he has served this country. He has done a whole lot of living. He's done he's been in different countries. He's been in different business positions. I salute Rick James. So, this is the reality. One Oscar, sir. Okay. Was that for Butch Cassidy? Did he win for Butch Cassidy? I don't remember what he won for. Or was it for All the President's Men? It's one of those. I didn't look at it. I didn't do the research on that. I admit to that. I was just going to show off, just show my support and respect for him for the Sundance Institute. That's the one that got me. I didn't know who Robert Redford was. I didn't see Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid till years later. I didn't see All the President's Men till years later. I saw The Candidate. I think I saw some clips of The Great Gatsby, Ordinary People. Did he win for directing Ordinary People? Is that the reason why he had the Oscar? He never won for acting. Okay, but he won for directing Ordinary People. Is that right? Yeah, let me know, because I didn't do the research. I was just going to ramble off, the fact that the Institute was, that the Institute was his shining glory, his moment, quote unquote, or if you allow me, in the sun. No, but this man, he revolutionized Hollywood. He helped to revolutionize Hollywood anyway, because it became a sense that, like, well, I'm breaking it. I just graduated from Tisch. I just graduated from NYU Film School. I just graduated from UCLA Film School. Where do I go with my movies? Do I find investors? Do I hone my craft? Do I take this degree that was $80,000, to get, and now I have to, apply it to something real, and there's nowhere else to go. I can't go anywhere. There's nothing. No one's really taking. There's small festivals. Everybody's got a festival, the TIFF, and Toronto International Film Festival, and different places like that. But there's not really a home for crafting and molding young stars, young actors, young writers, young directors, young grips, young Dolly boys, best boy, all of that, all those credits that nobody watches until they started watching Marvel movies, and they kind of still don't. They just mill around, they look at their phone until the scene comes up. You know how it goes. Yes, sir. Okay. But that's just reality. That's just the truth. It's a shame, because people will look at this as like, well, it was his time. 89 is a good run, and it is, but it's like he could have gone for 99 or 109 or 119. I don't know if he had any pre-existing conditions or not, but he just passed away. He just died. Some people just die. It's usually heart failure or cessation of breathing. You just die. He was definitely too young. I mean, I know what you mean, Rick James, going too soon. I know you're trying to play around now, but honestly, like I said, he could have gone on to be 119. But he may have had some kind of ailment or something like that. And 89 is a good run. That's a good run. Like I said, maybe on another occasion, life is long. It can be cut short, but it is very long. If it's not cut short, it can be an odyssey that lasts decades and decades and decades. That's a whole fact. And that's time. Just think about people that are born in the 20s and 30s, 100 years old and 90s, hundreds and 90s, or close to the 190. I just found out that you got to look up this. Leotine Price. She's 98 years old. Look up Leotine Price. She's a legend if there ever was a legend. And I'm trying to find current pictures of her. But the pictures I saw of her, she looks like she's in her 60s. I mean, she's not even... Black don't crack. It swells, but it don't crack. So... But yeah, I see what you're saying, gone too soon. I mean, that's the best way we can express ourselves. I want gone too soon to be 122. I want to say, oh, it could have lived to 150. One day we could get there if we get rid of the FDA, but that's a totally different story. I hear people say that life is short. Yeah, life is not short. It moves fast. That's what I think they mean. Life moves fast. And I was just having a conversation with my sister. She was saying that days are long, but no, days are what'd she say? Yeah, days are long, but our years are short. Just the rushing of the years going by. Like, it's already September. It's gonna be December already. It's gonna be January. And it's gonna be another year. It's gonna be 2026. Already. Yeah, she just missed 100. Betty White. She was 99. She was on the first and goal line. Black crack when you smoke crack. That's facts. I didn't mean to rhyme right there, but that's true. Yeah. Yeah, black does crack. White cracks too. Life moves fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you might miss it. Very good quoting the film Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Good job. If we get rid of what? I don't even know what I said I get rid of. Get rid of what? You have to remind me. I just looked at Rick James' quote and I just forgot exactly what I said right now, to be honest. Betty White was always my number one crush until her untimely death. Some people would admit that too. Yeah. You're not too far away in age, so I can understand what you're saying. That's like me saying, J-Lo or somebody like that. She looks great. She's like 55 or something like that. I think she is. Or 50, going on 56 or something like that. It's crazy. Short story about Betty White. She had a black man on her show that was tap dancing, and he was one of the featured guests. And this is like back in the late 40s or early 50s, I think, or something like that, when television was brand new. And white audiences in the South like petitioned and drew up hate mail and stuff like that. And she was like, "No, I'm not getting rid of him. I'm not changing my lineup." And the show was canceled within a few months, but she stood her ground. Thank you. Yeah, FDA for death agency. Yes, get rid of FDA. You said if we get rid of FDA, life could be long. Life could be much longer if we get rid of the FDA. They're the ones that block dozens, if not scores, if not hundreds, if not thousands of life's preserving and advancing drugs. They're worse than the DEA to stop narcotics, which is really bad and awful. But FDA is even worse, I think. FDA is awful. What about Eartha Kitt? What about Eartha Kitt? Or Dorothy Dandridge, yeah, or Ella Fitzgerald, or Lena Horne, or or even Josephine Baker. We're going hard on you, Rick James. Pause. We're going in. Pause. But Robert Redford to me is just going to always be Sundance Institute, because he was working while he was doing the institute, but not as much anymore. Yeah. Let me look that up real quick though. I'm gonna see for myself. Let's see. His politics were a little off. Yeah, his politics was off. He was against the Trans-Canada Corporation's Keystone Pipeline. Some of his movies, like The Candidate, I remember watching. He was like, "We subsidize trees, we subsidize cars, we subsidize houses. Why don't we subsidize people?" I'm paraphrasing, but it's just different things like that. Just kind of nerve me. He died in his sleep. He supported environmentalism, Native American rights, LGBT rights, and the arts. Nothing wrong with the rights, and I call it Q community. Okay, wait a minute. You have to give me a minute. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Oh, that's different. That's different news, sir. That's different news. But thank you, Wisdom, for that tomorrow. I'll check the story out. I know you probably won't cover it. No, I'll probably cover it tomorrow. There's a good chance I cover it tomorrow. It's in your area, I know. That DMV. Night show. Okay, so yeah, I'll cover that tomorrow. I'll bookmark that. Thank you, Wizard. I'll check it out. He's like, I know you probably won't cover it. Why you say that? What makes you think I won't cover it? I'm not covering it on this show. Not, it's gonna be too many things to say in the section where it has damn it. Have a comma. Oh, I didn't want it. Okay. I thought I messed up. Okay, I got it. It is their month. Um, whose month? Are you talking about? Yeah, Pablo Escobar. Well, Robert Redford bumped out Pablo Escobar. I was going to talk about Pablo. Good catch. Good catch. I thought you weren't going to be able to catch it, but I'll get back to Pablo Escobar and Michael Falcone and don't worry, I'll get to him. There's not another, huge other. This is an earth-shattering, death in Hollywood. This is huge. This is humongous. I want to, give my respects to this man who further fueled my interest in film and wanted to create movies. So will you cover the death of Ringo? Obviously, I probably will. He's a Beatle. He's one of the last Beatles. There's only two left. Paul McCartney is uh, that's what's weird too about letters and spelling. He put THERE and he meant THEIR. But I still understood his meaning. That's why I don't understand why there's a different spelling. Why can't you just say there mean there or any just one there? I mean, okay, maybe the they are contraction. Apostrophe re is they are. Okay, I can kind of understand that, but THERE and THIER and THEIR, it's weird. It's kind of weird. Robert Redford, though, man, died in his sleep. Isn't that the way to go, though, folks? I mean, is it because he was asleep that he died? What ailments did he have? He was married I think 2 or 3 times. Let me see how many times he was married. A few times. He was married twice. He had 4 kids. He was active from 1959 to this year. That's a hell of a run. It's a hell of a run. What's that? What's 1959? Oh God. Was that 64 years? 1959 2025? Check my math on that. 1959 to 2025. I think that's 64 years. Or 60. Wait a minute. That's 66 years. 66 years. Excuse me. Yeah, he's out of here. Going to the upper room with Jesus. Upper room. I can't say anything else because I'll get a copyright strike. Yeah, Sundance. That's the one that is gonna. I think that even overshadowed his acting career. He wasn't an extraordinary actor. He had charisma. He had the Riz, as kids are saying these days. You always say warm. It's worn. WORN. Why are you saying I'm weak? I'm warm. His funeral is gonna be lit. Yeah, it is. It's gonna be super lit. It's gonna be like Walt Disney level. You know, as many people that were, tied to his Sundance Institute. He wasn't just an actor, producer, a director. He was a creator. He was a huge force in the Hollywood system. So yeah, I can see multiple actresses and actors, lining up their channel. Maybe broadcast on Sundance Channel. I don't know. But they changed over the years. It's like I haven't seen the Sundance. I haven't seen the Sundance channel in years now. And the same thing happened with IFC. IFC was for independent films, and of course it was called IFC Independent Film Channel. But it was mainly Pulp Fiction on repeat. Now it's Two and a Half. Is it Two and a Half Men? And Everybody Loves Raymond. It's like so different landscape. I understand it. It's just like MTV. I get it. You make more money off of this than you can if you. It's a smart business decision. I get it. I don't like it. I respect it. I want to see videos on a destination site. Of course, I can see it on YouTube, but YouTube doesn't have, from what I understand, a function where it just gives you a multitude of different genres of music. To my knowledge, to my understanding, I could be wrong, but it's not like MTV. MTV, I was introduced to people beyond R&B, Sum 41, the Backstreet Boys, and Sync, System of a Down, Green Day, White Stripes. I mean, just a whole array of musicians that didn't cater to the hip hop scene. There was also hip hop. Of course, MTV Raps, live, live in, what was it? Live in effect. What was it called? Full Effect or something like that. Cypher Sounds, the Lyricist Lounge Show. And then there was TRL, which featured everything: pop music, rock music, country, hip hop, and it was a countdown. And I understand why, because it's like they got YouTube. You can watch the video online. You don't have to, sit down and wait at 3:30 in the afternoon or 6 o'clock at night until watch a video show. I think it goes in 1/6 part. But I digress. Sundance Institute is just a marvelous way of expressing love for cinema, love for yeah, aiding young filmmakers on their journey into superstardom in some cases. Some of them, went off into amazing careers, wonderful careers, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing to see how he challenged that. He changed that. Excuse me, and leveled the playing field and made it possible for other people to come into the gates and continue with their own power. That's powerful. When you give other people power, that means you're powerful. And that's selfish too, because you're powerful enough to give other people some power. You're in a position where you're saying, I'm so filled with enough might, mental might, fortitude, and, and I can pass this on to other people and let them hone their craft and be creative and be thoughtful and wonder and think and consider what it means to be a cinemaphile and a filmmaker. Robert Redford, salute to you, sir. It's been 8 or 9 years worth of goodness, I would say. He didn't really pop up in the tabloids too much, as I understand. He wasn't really in that. He wasn't really showy like that. He just wanted to promote his institute, promote his movies. Live a great life. Can't shed a tear over this nigga. He had a great life. He had a wonderful life. It was great. And it just stuck out. He made himself into he was a self-made man. He made something that wasn't there before. Last time I checked, it said that before moving to Amazon, I think it was, Sundance Institute was available in 54 million homes. So he had cake. He was caked up. He had money. He had women. He had a family. He had a son. He had a daughter. Maybe even more. Let me see. He had more. He had four. He had 4 kids, including James and Amy. Salute again, sir. I see you. You are in non-existence right now. There's no God. There's no unknown and none unknowable to communicate with. So we just say happy trails, and it's a long way to Tipperary. All right. Thank you very much for listening and watching. It was just 2 people this whole time. Is that right? It was. Yeah, Rick James and Wizard. Thanks, Rick James and Wizard. I don't know how this thing works. I don't know why I have and Hemp Lord. Thank you, Hemp Lord. Appreciate it. Why I have so many people one time and then other times after. It's part of the game, though, I guess. I will see you sometime tomorrow with the story that Wizard sent me. Salute. Take care.